Yo, what is going on? I am Jay Tarantino, the Guitar Boss. Welcome back to yet another video. Today we're going to be breaking down the final riff, the best riff in my opinion, from the Etherius song, The Rivers of Sand and Blood. Make sure you're warmed up, make sure you're ready to go. Stick around. We're going to break down the final riff from The Rivers of Sand and Blood. So make sure you pay attention. So again, if you've made it this far, I want to congratulate you. I hope, again, like I say in all my videos, I hope these riffs and these concepts and these techniques inspire you in your own riff writing. And maybe later on in a video we'll get more into, maybe less into how to play riffs and more into songwriting and arranging and things like that. So the first thing we're going to break down with this riff is we're going to break down the right hand technique. So we're going to take the left hand out of the equation and we're going to focus strictly on the picking pattern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the riff slow, and then again we'll break down the picking pattern. So here we go. So again, like I said, we're going to focus right now strictly on the picking. So the pattern, I'll play it slow again. I'm not going to do anything with the left hand. I'm just focusing strictly on the right hand. So the pattern is... It's kind of like a, I don't know, like a death march or whatever you want to call it. So again, here it is slow. So, and this is the whole pattern, including the notes with the left hand. So just focusing strictly on the right hand. And of course, practice this with a metronome. I'm not playing with a metronome here, but I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to play it slow, and then I'm going to gradually speed it up. So. That's about the tempo, 200 BPM, so that's pretty close to what the tempo is on the album. So. So now I'm going to incorporate the left hand, and I'm going to start, so the first note is the first fret on the low B string, so just strictly focusing on that one note, and we're going to play the riff again. So. With the fretting hand, the first note or the first pattern is a gallop. So it's 3 notes, 3 hits on the first fret, and then the last note is open. So. So just practice that one little pattern slow. You know, start off practicing just the open B string, and then practice that for a little bit, and then incorporate that first fret. So now we're going to go to the next part of the pattern. So instead of playing 1, we're going to do 7, 5, 3 on the low B string. So it's going to be... So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So each hit is going to be a different note. So the trick is really just getting your left hand to move as fast as your right hand. So and when you're playing it fast, sometimes it's really hard for those notes to kind of all be clear. And you really want to focus, again, you want to make sure every note counts. You know, every note has a purpose. You don't want to kind of emphasize one note and gloss over the other two. You really want to make sure that every note is coming out clear. So again, just practice it slow and so now we're going to move on to the next part of the pattern. So from there, instead of doing 7-5-3, we're doing the same pattern, but we're doing 8-7-5. So again, so just practice again. Practice the first fret and then that second pattern. So this one's a little bit easier because you don't have as much of a stretch as you do with the 7-5-3. So this one is a little bit easier. So again, and again, make sure every note counts. So even if you just practice that little 3-note pattern, just isolate that and practice only that. And another thing you can do is just forget the first fret note for now and just practice the 3-note pattern and just do. And then eventually, once you get comfortable with that, incorporate the first note, the first fret. So. So now we're going to combine the two because the riff alternates back and forth between the 7-5-3 pattern and then the 8-7-5. So we're going to now play it as it is on the recording. So. So now from there, we're going to focus on the pattern, the notes on the E string, the little patterns in between those gallops. That's the first one, and then the second one is, so the first one is, so it's 7-8-7-5, 7-8-7-5-7. That's on the E string. And then the second pattern is 7-5-7-5-3-2 on the A string. And I'm hitting the low B string with a downstroke in between each of those notes. So again, so that's 7-8-7-5-7, hammer on at the end. And then 7-5-3-2. And that's on the A string. So, and again, just like we talked about before, when you're isolating the first pattern, you can just take this section and isolate it as well and just work on it slow and just gradually build it up. So. You can just do that, take the gallops out of it and just practice that by itself. So. So now we're going to try to incorporate everything. So the entire gallop pattern from the beginning, the 7-5-3 pattern, the first one, the 8-7-5, and then those last two patterns that we just did. So here's the entire riff again slow, and then I'll play it at full speed. So So that last pattern is just a power chord. So it's C5, D5, so first fret B string, third fret B string, and then fifth fret E string. So C5, D5, and then A5. And then it goes right back into the last chorus. Alright, so here's the entire riff again played at full speed. So I'm going to play the riff again, and this time here's a little bit of a close-up of what my pick is doing. And a lot of these concepts, a lot of what I'm playing in this riff, I've showed in previous videos, kind of how I hold the pick, the type of pick that I'm using, the angle in which I hold the pick. So if you would like to check out more of that, a little more in-depth breakdown of how I'm holding the pick and my picking technique, check out the other videos. There's a link up in the corner. And so here we go. So the pattern again, I'm just focusing strictly on what my pick is doing, and then we'll incorporate the left hand. So it's just... So now I'm going to play the riff as it is on the recording, this time incorporating the left hand. So. Once again, like always, thank you very much for watching today's video. I hope you've learned something. I hope these riffs inspire you. I hope the techniques that I have showed you have helped improve your chops. So if you would like to check out the Rivers of Sand and Blood by Etherius from our latest album, Cast Order Renewal, all the links are in the description box below, etheriusband.com, jtarantino.com. Follow us on Instagram at etheriusband. Follow me at guitarboss. Again, all the links are in the description. I'm going to be doing some more lessons. I'll be breaking down some more solos. We'll get into some more rhythm. We're going to get into all kinds of stuff. So again, I hope you enjoy it. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see in future videos. And I'll see you in the next one.